Okay, I hope the recap was very much clear to you and you have recalled all what we learned in grade 9. Now let us move on to the distance formula. Well, see, in distance formula, what do we basically have are 2 points. First point, we say that this is the point that is x1, y1 and second point is x2, y2. Now, what are these x1, y1, x2, y2? Yes, they are the coordinates of this point, these 2 points. It may have any value. These two x1, y1 and x2, y2, these may have any value from the Cartesian plane, coordinate plane. कोई भी real number हो सकता है. All right. So our task is to find this distance AB. Distance AB means this length from A to B. Very simple, na? See, in geometry, what is the meaning of distance between 2 points? It simply means the line segment, the length of line segment which joins these 2 points, right? So here also the distance AB simply means we have to find the length of this line segment from A to B. So to get this length, what we have done is I have just dropped 2 perpendiculars from point A and point C to the x-axis. In fact, B only, and then I have dropped a perpendicular from point A to y-axis and also from point B to the y-axis. Then I just join these, I get a triangle. And of course, you can easily understand this triangle is right angle triangle. Okay? And there is one thing that is very important whenever we discuss about the right angle triangle. ये चीज हमेशा पे टांग अड़ाती है. Yes, it is the Pythagoras theorem. Yes. So Pythagoras theorem is that theorem that always relates whenever we are discussing about the sides of a right angle triangle. And I'm sure you must know that theorem. It says that square of hypotenuse, that means I'll write here in triangle ABC, the square of hypotenuse, that is AB square, should be equal to sum of the squares of other 2 sides, that is AC square plus BC square. This is what we know. Right? Now our motive is to find the value of AB. So what we can do is, we can just simply take the square root both sides, square root this side, square root that side. So this becomes AB only, and there we'll get AC square plus BC square under the root. Right? But this is the general, पता है क्योंकि AB की लेंथ ये होगी इस राइट एंगल ट्रायंगल में. But what we are discussing? We are discussing the distance formula. हमें तो भैया इन पॉइंट्स के बीच में डिस्टेंस फाइंड करना है. So how do we do that? How do we use these x1 and x2, y2? Well, it's very simple. From the diagram, what we do is we find the lengths of AC and BC. Okay, let us find out. See, AC is this length. You can see this length from x1 till x2 is same as AC. Yes. So this length from here to here will be what? This will be x2 minus x1, right? Yes. Suppose ये length 2 है, यहाँ पर point 2 है और ये point 6 है. So what becomes the length? 6 minus 2, 4 units. So this becomes x2 minus x1. Similarly, on the y-axis we have this length, okay, and it is equal to BC. This length is equals to BC. So suppose y1 को हम 4 बोल देते हैं and y2 say is 10. So what becomes this length? n minus 4, 6 units. But general में क्या लिखेंगे? y2 minus y1. So this distance becomes y2 minus y1. Right? So we got the values of AC and BC. करना क्या है? We just put these values here. So here we'll get what is that AB is equals to AC is this one. So we can write it x2 minus x1 and whole square. Whole square करना है AC का. Plus BC, the value of BC is y2 minus y1 and square करना है. And this remains under the root. And this is the value of AB. And this only is called the distance formula. Yes. हमारे पास अगर 2 पॉइंट्स हैं A and B जिसकी वैल्यूज हैं x1 y1 and x2 y2, करना क्या है? We put the values of x1 y1 and x2 y2 in this formula, and what we get is the length of the distance between them, or length of the line segment which joins them. So this length we will get here. Okay, so it may have any values. x1 y1 and x2 y2 may have any values from the real numbers. 10th class में हो तो only real numbers, right? Okay. Now there is one more form of this distance that is used और वो है ये स्क्वायर वाली. तो स्क्वायर वाली होगी तो क्या होगा भाई? अगर हमको AB square find करना है, we just have to remove this square root from that side. Yes. So it becomes x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. This is the, you can say, the second form of the distance formula. In fact, ये distance formula नहीं, distance का square का formula है. दो points के बीच में distance, उसका square find करना है, we apply this formula. Distance find करना है, we take this, and the only difference is root, square root bus. Alright? So this is called the distance formula. Now, how do we apply this formula? How do we use? Let us take an example. Then, in the next video, we'll discuss in detail what are the applications of this distance formula. Okay? Let's take an example. Now, just to summarize, I have written this distance formula for point A and B with the given coordinates in general x1, y1 and x2, y2. The example says that, the question says that find the distance between points P and Q. Point P is minus 3, 2. So we can easily make out that this is x1, this is y1. Okay. Second is point Q, 5, 3. So this becomes x2 and this becomes y2. Now we have the values of x1, y1 and x2, y2. Right? We just have to replace the values in this formula and we get the distance between P and Q. So we'll write PQ is equals to x2 minus x1. So 5 minus x1 is minus 3. So just be careful about the sign. It is x2 minus x1. So if minus this x1 is already of negative sign, then we use the brackets, right? And then the whole square, correct? Plus y2 minus y1 means 3 minus 2 whole square, and this goes under the root. Okay? What do we get here? 5 plus 3 ho jayega. So 5 plus 3, 8. 8 square plus 3 minus 2 is 1 square. Right? So it is 8 square is 64 plus 1 square is 1. So that is 65. And 65, root 65. अब इसका square root नहीं निकल सकता. We cannot find the square root because 65 is not a perfect square. Yes. So we will leave it here only. So the distance PQ becomes square root 65, and don't forget to put the units. Why units? Because it is distance, right? And distance must be in some units. It may be in centimeter, kilometer, millimeter, miles, whatever, but it must have some units. Now we do not use centimeter, kilometer fixed units because we are discussing about the coordinate geometry distance formula. We do not know what these points are showing. Are these the coordinates of two cities? Are these the coordinates of two objects kept in a room only? Right? So we do not know actually what unit we should use. So we just simply write units. Alright? Now, just for your information or just to note कि अगर ये 65 है यहाँ पे तो इसको कुछ नहीं कर सकते, right? Because 13 into 5 both will become prime factors. Sometimes the answer may come as square root, say I'll take 80. Okay, so if it comes to be 80, this 80 can be written as 16 into 5, right? And 16 का square root find कर सकते हैं, that becomes 4. So इस 80 को हम लिखेंगे 4 root 5 units. ठीक है? So this is something we discussed in grade 9. This also, that is called surds, right? Irrational numbers. This is what we use here also, and it is very helpful. We'll discuss how do we when we learn how do we apply the distance formula. Alright? Fine. So that's it in this video. It was about distance formula. First we summarized what we learned in grade 9, then we derived and took an example for the distance formula. Alright? In the next video, we'll learn more about the applications of the distance formula. How and where, what are the areas or what are the type of questions in which we apply the distance formula. And there is only one thing, one hint I give you: wherever we need to find the distance, wherever we need to find the length of the line segment, we apply the distance formula, and there are so many applications. Okay, so like and share this video and subscribe to the channel and stay connected. Thank you for watching.